Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at your questions and comments from part 3 of the Fabled Ancient Olympic Games. Before we begin, just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along. Mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. Our first question is from Maxime. He asks, why were the ancient Olympic Games dedicated to Zeus? Maxime, excellent question. The ancient Greeks were well known for their bickering amongst themselves. The only thing that they didn't have disagreement with was Zeus. By dedicating the games to Zeus, this was seen as a rallying point to bring the Greeks together and share this one commonality. Of course, they hoped that the time they shared celebrating the games, friendships could be developed. If nothing else, at least there was a relaxing of tensions. Our next question is from Rena. She asked, how long was the celebration of the games in ancient Greece? Rena, initially the games were a one-day celebration, which were extended to 3 days. As interest grew and more events were sanctioned, the games developed into a 5-day event. Next we have a question from Julian. He wants to know, were the games always held at Olympia? Yes, Julian, they were. This is because the Olympics were held to honor the god Zeus. The temple was built in the 5th century before the Common Era and was the very model of a fully developed classical Greek temple of the Doric order. Our next question is from Lupe. She asked about the fabled statue of Zeus. What was it made of? Lupe, the renowned statue of Zeus, is considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It stood 13 meters in height, which is roughly 43 feet. The statue was carved from both ivory and gold by the sculptor Phidias. Amazingly, this wonderful work of art took Phidias approximately 13 years to complete. At the time of the statue, Zeus was hailed as one of classical Greece's most artistic works of art. Our next question is from Christina. She asks if the temple was as magnificent as the statue it housed. Yes, Christina, the temple was colossal. It had to be because it was built in honor of the chief deity of the ancient Greeks. The internal columns had to be modified and repositioned, and the ceiling had to be retailed. The original floor was paved with large blocks of shellstone and covered with water-resistant lime, which was done to protect the statue's ivory against humidity. Let's press on. Our next question is from Mikhail. He wants to know about Pelops and the beginnings of chariot racing in the Olympic Games. Mikhail, the myth of Pelops is accredited as an original Olympic event for the Greeks. For the Romans, they attributed this story to the beginnings of their passion for chariot racing. Essentially, Pelops killed his father-in-law, King Oenomaus of Pisa, in a chariot duel. To atone for his crime, Pelops served the people of Pisa wisely and justly, and his name became synonymous with the Peloponnese. Our next question is from Miranda. She asks, why did King Oenomaus kill all of his daughter's suitors? Miranda, the king had an incestuous desire for his daughter Hippodamia. The king was also told by the oracle that whomever married his daughter would in turn slay him. Next we have a comment from Rufus. He goes on to say that he loves the story of Pheidippides, and he also asks if our expression Nike originates from this story. Rufus, you are quite correct. When Pheidippides entered the assembly with the news of the battle, he exclaimed, Nike Kamon, which translates as, we have won. Today we have paraphrased it as Nike, meaning victory. Sadly, he then died from exhaustion. We still have time for a couple more questions. This one is from Artie. He asks, who were the dactyls? Artie, good question. The dactyls, or dactyloi, were the archaic mythical race of male beings who were ancient smiths and healing magicians. When Zeus was born, 4 brothers who were dactyloi, who raced to Mount Olympus to entertain the newborn. This is where the 4-year interval the Greeks called an Olympiad originated. Our last question of the day is from Casey. She asks, why did Heracles establish the Olympic Games? Casey, according to the acclaimed author Pindar, Heracles established the games to honor his father Zeus after he had completed his 12 labors. This brings us to the end of part 4 of the Fabled Ancient Olympic Games. Thank you for once again joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. Just as a reminder, we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. For your convenience, we have also posted our email address and Instagram information. We enjoy hearing from our subscribers. Don't hesitate to contact us with any questions or comments you may have. If you haven't subscribed to Traveler's Tales, please do. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Traveler's Tales will return with beer in ancient Mesopotamia. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Kartistos.